Hello students, so now we are again back with another chapter for class 11th, this time yes 11th class, the Ealing Planet, the Green Movement store. Okay, this chapter now we are starting, but before we start the chapter, let's talk about Nani Palkiwala. Okay, the writer, actually this is an article, okay, which has come as a chapter for you people. Okay, this article was written by Nani Palkiwala, and this Nani Palkiwala, he was not that way, we can say, a writer to write the books for children. Actually, he was an advocate. Okay, and we can say that people, say, what people say about him, that he was a man with clarity of thought. He was literally having clarity of thought, means whatever he wanted to say, he would say very clearly, very, with those words which maybe would be understood by each and everyone, because he had that elegance of expression. He knew how to express himself. He knew how to, tell the things to others so that others can also understand. And as far as his profession is concerned, okay, he was a craftsman, we can say, in his profession, okay, as advocate. And if we talk about his life, we can say that first of all he got this surname Palkiwala. Actually, he was a Parsi, and his father was actually in the business of, we can say, palkis. His father was in the business of palanquins. That's why he got this surname Palkiwala. And apart from that, I can tell you one more thing about Nani Palkiwala, that he did his actually masters in English from St. Xavier's College, Bombay. Okay, and after doing his masters, he applied for the lectureship in a college. But what happened? Actually, a Parsi lady was appointed as the lecturer, and he was rejected. So what he did? He then enrolled himself at a government law college, and he did then law from there, and he became excellent advocate. We can say that if he had become lecturer at Bombay University would have maybe reached to new heights. But then we can say maybe wherever he went as advocate, maybe those also, we can say, got that shining beauty because of his presence in the court. So if he had been here in the education department, then maybe law department would have been a loser. So that way, even that was good that he was there only. Okay, so this is what we can talk about Nani Palkiwala. Okay, so now here he had written one we can say article, and this is a part of that. Okay, this is that article. So in the intro also it is written, the following article was written by Nani Palkiwala and published in the Indian Express on 24. Yes, one more thing I would tell, that this is really a great respect that after his death, he died in 2002, and in 2004 one stamp was released, okay, to commemorate this excellent personality in 2004. Okay, we come back to our intro. So this article was published in 1994. Okay, the issues that he raised regarding the declining health of the earth continue to have relevance. Yes, this article is even today also it is relevant. Okay, today also we can say yes, this planet is still alien planet. Okay, so let's start with, one cannot recall any movement in world history which has gripped the imagination of the entire human race so completely and so rapidly as the Green Movement, which started nearly 25 years ago. Okay, when he wrote this article. Okay, so before that article, only 25 years ago of this article, okay, Green Movement had started. And now he was just, we can say, in a way, celebrating this Green Movement. He was trying to say that yes, because of Green Movement, many positive things had started. Okay, In 1972, the world's first nationwide Green Party was founded in New Zealand. Since then, the movement has not looked back. So this green movement was there to, spread awareness among people of not only one nation, among people of the world, of the globe. We have shifted, one hopes, irrevocably from mechanistic view to a holistic and ecological view of the world. Now he says that yes, maybe because of this green movement, we can hope that maybe one hopes means we all can hope without any doubt. Okay, irrevocably means without any doubt. We can say, we can hope that yes, because of this green movement, the awareness was spread, and that's why maybe our shift was now changed. Okay, from mechanistic view to a holistic and ecological view of the world. Means earlier, maybe before this green movement, people were striving hard to be at number one as far as the machinery was concerned. Everybody wanted to have more and more machinery, okay, because they maybe wanted to show themselves as superpower or number one. But after green movement, now these nations started actually now giving more emphasis to environment or to save the globe. Now they were not running after, there was no anymore, we can say, mad race after the machinery. Now they started thinking about the globe, also thinking about the this environment also. It is a shift in human perception as revolutionary. Actually, this was actually a kind of, we can say, shift of in the human perception. Now human beings on this earth started now looking at the earth, okay, from the point of view of its environment. They were not looking at the earth in the in the way to look at the nations and then to see which nation is more powerful. Why more powerful? Because which nation is having more machinery. No. Now maybe human perception had changed, and now people started literally thinking about saving environment or protecting the earth. So it is a shift in human perception as revolutionary as that introduced by Copernicus, who taught mankind in the 16th century that the earth and the other planets revolved around the sun. He said naturally, when this theory had come that all the planets, even earth also, revolve around the sun, naturally it was very revolutionary idea. It was very difficult for people to grasp and digest that how can this be possible, that this earth is always rotating around sun. Okay, naturally it was a kind of revolutionary idea, but gradually people accepted. So he said this also was like that only. It was a revolutionary idea that people suddenly stopped thinking about their own personal machinery and about their own nations. Rather, they all started now thinking about globe and the world as a whole. For the first time in human history, there is a growing worldwide consciousness that the earth itself is a living organism. Now, after green movement only, people started thinking that this earth is also like a living organism. Okay, it also breathes. And naturally, if this is living organism, it means it has its needs also. An enormous being of which we are parts. So people now understood that this whole earth is living organism. That's why we are living human beings, because we are part of that. It has its own metabolic needs and vital processes which need to be respected and preserved. So when we say that this is, we can say living organism, so living organism means it is having its own metabolic needs also. Metabolic system is related to digestive system. Okay, we can say kind of digestive system. So naturally, we need to protect the earth so that whatever we are giving, it is able to digest. Now we say that we are putting polythene here and there, and earth is not able to digest these polythenes. So this is what now after green movement actually people started thinking or taking this earth as a living organism. The earth's vital signs reveal a patient and declining health. And vital signs, I mean, there are so many signs, so many symbols, so many things from where we can conclude that yes, earth is not keeping well. Why? Because of the environment. Okay, now maybe the summers are longer this way. So there are so many other signs which were enough to show that this earth is sick. We have begun to realize our ethical obligations. Obligations means duties. Ethical means moral duties. So he says now, after green movement, okay, now people have started taking this duty as a moral duty to save the globe, to be good steward of the planet. Steward here we can say as a servant. Okay, actually in the we can say flights, you might have seen air hostesses. The girls are called air hostesses and the boys who serve, they are called stewards. So means those people who serve, they are stewards. So he says now only people have started taking their duties as the stewards of the earth, okay, not as the masters of the earth, and responsible trustees of the legacy of future generation. And then people now they understand that this is their responsibility to leave this earth as healthy earth for the future generation. So this is the duty of a trustee only, to protect, okay, and then to leave everything for the future generation also. So this is what now he says people have started we can say understanding. The concept of sustainable development was popularized in 1987 by the World Commission on Environment and Development. So now he says we have one concept which people have now started understanding. Okay, now people now know the meaning, that is sustainable. Sustainable development means that development which when we do, we enjoy, but we keep the things intact for our future generation also. We are thinking for the future generation also when we are enjoying our times. This is sustainable development. Okay, so and this idea came, this term came in 1987. When beta you are preparing the chapter, underline all these years and all these names of the commissions and reports. Okay, those commissions which gave these reports. So this you may need in we can say writing your answers. Okay, in its report, it defined the idea as the, now what they wrote, what is the meaning of sustainable development? You can learn even this answer also. So what is sustainable development? Development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. That is, without stripping the natural world of resources future generations would need. Means sustainable development means that development which we do, okay, which we enjoy, okay, we also do progress, but it doesn't mean that we are not taking care of the needs of the future generation. Okay, so not at the cost of future generation, we are to enjoy our times. In the zoo at Lusaka, Zambia, there is a cage where the notice reads the words most dangerous animal. So he says there is a cage, and before you go and peep inside the cage, maybe at a distance there is one notice written, words most dangerous animal, and people from there only they start shivering. Okay, that okay, what would be there? Which animal is there which is most dangerous animal? But what is there? Inside the cage there is no animal but a mirror where you see yourself. And when people go forward to see that most dangerous animal, actually cage is empty. There is only one large mirror, life size we can say mirror, where you see yourself. And this is good indication, okay, in a way, you know, this is the best way to tell that yes, see yourself, you are the most dangerous animal for this planet. Thanks to the efforts of a number of agencies in different countries, a new awareness has now dawned upon the most dangerous animal in the world. And now people have now started understanding that yes, human being is we are the most dangerous animal, and we are to change our, living style. He has realized the wisdom of shifting from a system based on domination to one based on partnership. Now he says because of these movements, green movements, okay, means there are so many other movements also. So because of, he says, all these movements, now man is able to understand that he is not here to dominate. Rather, he is here to share this earth. He is a partner only. He is not to dominate over here. Okay. Scientists have catalogued about 1.4 million living species with which mankind shares the earth. So man is now to understand that he is not the only one who is living on this earth. Okay, scientists have already found 1.4 million living other species. So we are one of them. Okay. Estimates vary widely as regards the still uncatalogued living species. So 1.4 million are catalog, means which they have found and which they have given the names also. Okay, means snakes and snails and everything, names are given, and this is 1.4 million. But there are many more which are there on this earth, okay, these species, but still they are not given any category, they are not named. Okay, biologists reckon means they admit, they say that about 3 to 100 million other living species still languish unnamed in ignominious darkness. So he says that yes, scientists have admitted this thing, that yes, there are many more, okay, 3 to 100 million more living species are there, which are maybe in a very bad state, which are still not recognized. Language here we can say, which are in very bad conditions. Okay, this is very disrespectful for them, that they are not recognized properly, and that's why they are living in a very bad conditions. Ignominious darkness means which is very dark, and people are not worried about those species. Okay, still means there are many more species which are here and there, scattered here and there, and scientists are still to catalog them, means they are still to name them. But if they are named, then we will get to know that there are more than 1.4 million species, okay, and we are just one of them. So we cannot even think about dominating this earth. I think for this video this much is enough. Okay, so try to read this chapter first and then watch this, or you watch this video first, but immediately after that you read this much portion. Then only you will be able to do your questions in the exams. And now I think exams are either going on or are going to start. So please, whenever you study seriously and honestly.